Emily and James were ecstatic. They had finally found it. Their dream home was a beautiful Victorian-era house, complete with a sprawling porch and a sense of forgotten grandeur. The house stood majestically, as if whispering tales of a bygone era. Little did they know its past was far from idyllic. One room remained sealed, untouched by time, the attic. Its heavy wooden door was bolted shut, a silent testament to forgotten secrets. Emily was drawn to the house's charm. James, pragmatic and grounded, was enchanted by its potential. He saw past the peeling wallpaper and creaky floorboards, envisioning their future within those walls. Emily, however, felt a chill whenever her gaze lingered on the attic door. Its presence was a disquieting reminder of the unknown. The first night in their new home was a symphony of unfamiliar sounds. The wind howled through the ancient trees, their branches scraping against the windows like skeletal fingers. Emily lay awake, her senses heightened by the unfamiliar surroundings. A soft whisper cut through the darkness. It seemed to come from the hallway, just beyond their bedroom door. At first, she dismissed it as the wind playing tricks on her. But the whisper came again, clearer this time. Her name, uttered with a mournful sigh. Emily's breath caught in her throat. She lay frozen, her heart pounding against her ribs. Fear, cold and sharp, pricked at the edges of her mind. The next morning, Emily couldn't shake off the unsettling feeling from the night before. She found herself drawn to the attic door. An inexplicable urge to open it consumed her. While exploring the dusty attic stairs, she discovered a set of old, tarnished keys hidden beneath a loose floorboard. It was as if the house itself was urging her forward. With trembling hands, she selected the oldest key and slid it into the lock. The door creaked open, releasing a musty odor and a chorus of floorboard groans. Inside, the attic was dark and oppressive. Dust motes danced in the single beam of sunlight that pierced through a crack in the boarded-up window. In the center of the room sat a child's rocking chair, its paint chipped and faded. Scrawled on the wall behind it, in a faded, spidery script, were the words, "Why did you lock me away?" That night, the whispers returned, louder than before. They swirled around Emily, chilling her to the bone. She felt a cold hand brush against her cheek, sending a shiver down her spine. Her eyes flew open to meet the darkness, her breath caught in her throat. A faint, ethereal glow emanated from the hallway, casting long, dancing shadows on the bedroom wall. There, standing in the doorway, was the ghostly figure of a young girl. Her eyes, two pools of sadness, locked onto Emily's. "Why did you lock me away?" she whispered, her voice filled with a chilling despair. Section 5. The Face in the Mirror. The following days were a blur of terror and confusion. Sleep offered no escape. Emily was plagued by nightmares of the ghostly girl and the haunting message in the attic. She began seeing the girl's reflection in mirrors, a fleeting glimpse of sadness in her hollow eyes. James, initially skeptical, couldn't deny the fear in Emily's eyes. He watched as his vibrant wife grew pale and withdrawn, haunted by something he couldn't see or comprehend. The house, once a symbol of their shared dreams, had become a prison of fear. Desperate for answers, James contacted a paranormal investigator. Armed with electromagnetic sensors and a calm demeanor, the investigator, a woman named Sarah, began to piece together the tragic history of the house. She discovered that a widow named Margaret Holloway had once lived there with her young daughter, Annabelle. Through archival records and whispered local legends, Sarah learned that Annabelle had died within the house, but her cause of death remained a mystery. The whispers, the cold touches, the ghostly apparitions, they all pointed to a restless spirit, tethered to the house by a traumatic past. The truth was revealed during a chilling EVP session in the attic. Annabelle's voice, filled with anguish and despair, crackled through the static. Mother locked me away, said I was sick, but I just wanted to play. The chilling confession hung in the air, confirming their worst fears. Margaret, driven to madness by grief, or perhaps harboring a dark secret, had locked her daughter in the attic, leaving her to die alone. The scrawled message on the wall, a testament to Annabelle's confusion and terror, would forever haunt the house. Unable to bear the weight of the house's tragic history and the constant paranormal activity, Emily and James decided to leave. As they drove away, the Victorian home loomed large in the rearview mirror, its dark windows watching them go. Emily couldn't shake the feeling that Annabelle was still trapped, her spirit forever bound to the house. They hoped that by leaving, they were offering her some semblance of peace, but a part of them knew that the haunting whispers would continue. The Victorian house, now vacant once more, stood silently under the watchful gaze of the moon. New owners, oblivious to its tragic past, were moving in. The cycle was about to begin again. As the removal truck pulled away, a young girl peeked out from the attic window. Her eyes, filled with a familiar sadness, seemed to follow the departing truck. The whispers, faint but audible, began to stir within the old house.